to the 40. He's going to run it all the way back for 2 points. You have got to be kidding me. The extra point block, Caden Angle at the fumble recovery earlier, runs it back for a 2-pointer.
A 16-6 Dakota State win sent the Jimmies to 0-3. In an attempt to improve Jamestown's offense, head coach Brian Mistro made a decision that was, in his mind, necessary but also very tough. Releasing offensive coordinator Jason Shalene.
Coach Shalene and I, he was a coach when I was a player and a guy that has helped me through a lot and has been a mentor to me. But it was a decision that I think was going to help move our program forward and benefit our guys at this time.
Are the Jimmies set to be better today? Being at home may just help. It's homecoming as Jamestown hosts Mayville State. Next on Jamestown 107.1.
Jamestown Jimmie's is brought to you by Creative Energy and Dan Superstop, Dakota Central, Hugo's Family Marketplace, Otter Tail Power Company, Professional Eye Care Centers, The Frontier Ford Grill, Unison Bank, Hillerud Construction, SMP Health Ave Maria, Gun and Reel Sports, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Insurance, Steve Benyon Agent, Jamestown Country Club, Originals, Apex Physical Therapy, Jamestown Parks and Recreation, Johnny B's Brickhouse, and Buffalo City Diesel. Now, Jamestown Jimmie's football.
Sunny, breezy, and comfortably cool for homecoming as the Jamestown Jimmies do try to make a fresh start and look again for their first win of 2024. They're in the orange, mostly with the black. The Mayville State Comets are here, and it is good, really good, to be at Raleigh-Greeno Field at Charlotte and Gordon Hanson Stadium. Good afternoon with B.J. Walters, David Pearl. Yeah, we didn't have to get on a bus today, and that's what the team is saying. And, Beach, they got to treat this really like a fresh start for this season.
It feels like a fresh start. For UJ, there's been a lot of frustration, I'm sure, amongst the players, but I think last week it probably got to the highest level it could, because that was one of the stranger games either of us have ever seen. And so, I mean, you heard it in the intro. Well, I'm sure hear Coach Mistro talk about it. Sometimes you have to make really hard decisions, and sometimes you have to make decisions that you separate football and the way that you feel about that and the way you feel about a person. And there's no doubt that Coach Charlene meant a lot to Brian from all the way back when he played here, but ultimately, he made the change, and I think he made the change completely for football reasons.
Absolutely, and another change that has been made, Nick Martinez steps in as the starting quarterback. Of course, it was Nick who started last year at quarterback before he got hurt, and the change to try to help things a little bit, and we'll delve into this a little bit further as the game moves along. It's not anything new installed in the offense, but we're going to see it just presented in a few different ways.
And I think that's going to be a fascinating case study during this game, because in our studies going into this game, Mayville State is a defense that you can confuse with some different motions, different looks, things of that nature. Maybe that's exactly what the Jimmies need to see.
The SMP Health Ave Maria pregame show features a look at the NSA and Football Next and the NSIC, where the Jimmies will be next year. And also, you'll hear BJ's visit with Mayville State head coach Waukee Larson and our pregame visit with Jimmie's head coach Brian Mistro. All ahead. Come on over. It's homecoming, and you'll have to put on a hoodie or a jacket today, and it's a little breezy, but otherwise not bad, and it's a home game. What a nice change. Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Before you can start building a business, you have to have great builders. Hillerud Construction is a builder of high-quality commercial buildings, and they're hiring talented labor and carpenters to help them do just that. Vacation, paid holidays, 401k, and health insurance benefits for full-time employees, plus great pay depending on experience. Apply at 1008 2nd Avenue Southeast, Jamestown, or visit HillerudConstruction.com. Again, visit HillerudConstruction.com, and let's get building.
SMP Health Ave Maria pregame continues at Raleigh-Greeno Field at Charlotte and Gordon Hanson Stadium. No, the Jimmies did not have to get on a bus for football this week. It's the home opener and homecoming with Mayville State in town. Let's look around the NSAA. Two of the players of the week from the league are from Dakota State because of what they did against the Jimmies last week. Defensive player of the week is junior corner Davion Moses, who had 2 interceptions, including one for the touchdown that sealed the game last Saturday. The special teams player of the week is safety Caden Eng, who returned that blocked extra point that would have tied the game early in the fourth quarter. Well, he instead ran it back 97 yards for a 2-point conversion. He also had that fumble return for a 10-yard touchdown in that game. The offensive player of the week is Samaj Clark, the fine Dickinson State wide receiver, 148 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Dickinson State couldn't quite complete a comeback from 22-0 down, falling to Wisconsin Stout 22-20. We told you what happened with the Mayville State Club having the lead in the first half, but eventually falling to Nebraska Wesleyan. There is one other conference game today, and that's Dakota State and Valley City State playing in Valley City. Kickoff set for around 4 o'clock. Dakota State tied with Dickinson State for the conference lead at 1-0. This is the conference opener. For VCSU, the Vikings are the last team to begin conference play. Dickinson State not playing today. Let's look around the NSIC, and that's where the Jimmies will be, of course, next season. And in the NSIC, Minnesota State, Minot State, and Sioux Falls are all 2-0, with Augustana and Winona State 1-0 in kickoffs that have already happened. Minnesota State, 8th-ranked team in Division II, hosting Minot State in Mankato, with 18th-ranked Augustana against Northern State in Sioux Falls. University of Sioux Falls hosting Bemidji State, also in Sioux Falls today. In Marshall, it's Southwest Minnesota State underway against Concordia St. Paul. Winona State is hosting Wayne State in Winona. Kickoffs at the top of the hour include Minnesota Duluth and UMary playing in Bismarck. The Marauders 0-2 in conference, and a non-conference game for MSU Moorhead coming off their win over Minnesota Duluth last week. Well, they're out of conference today, playing at McKinley. This is the SMP Health Ave Maria pregame before Jamestown hosts Mayville State for homecoming at Hanson Stadium. Coming up, it's B.J. Walters and Mayville State head coach Rocky Larson on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Sign-on bonuses, $10,000 for full-time RNs or LPNs working PM or NOC shifts, and $10,000 for full-time NOC weekend package positions, and $5,000 for part-time PM shifts. Also offering $5,000 for full-time CNAs working PM shifts or weekend package, day PM or NOC shifts. Dietary positions available also. Apply at smphhealth.org/Ave Maria.
Back on the SMP Health Ave Maria pregame, BJ Walters with you, and I am joined by the head coach of the Mayville State Comets, Rocky Larson. And Coach, a second league game for you guys this week, and as we were talking about before we started, boy, what a week of prep it's been.
Yeah, no, really unique week in trying to figure out exactly what the Jimmies are going to run on offense and exactly who's going to play quarterback and how they plan to attack us. So it's been a good week of practice. We honed in a lot on what we need to do. I didn't, for the first time in my career here at Mayville State, I questioned our effort. I don't think we played very hard last week, and we put a lot of focus in on playing hard, getting back to the basics, and let's control what we can control. And then Saturday at 2 o'clock, we'll figure out what the Jimmies are going to run.
So your team so far this year, 1-2 on the year. You're 0-1 in the league, but it's a little bit unfair to criticize because that was against Dickinson State. What do you make of your football team in 2024 so far?
Yeah, I think we're a significantly better team than we've been in the past. It hasn't shown up, when our quarterback, Tim Salmon, who's started, I think, 38 career games here for us. He was an All-American 2 years ago, and he gets hurt on the first drive of the year. We had to really change who we became offensively, and that's a work in progress still to this point, and trying to figure out who we want to be offensively. Defensively, the first 2 weeks of the year, we played really well. Held Dickinson under 100 yards rushing. Score got away from us there at the end, but that game was 17-7 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And then last week, our defense just didn't play very hard and didn't do what we were supposed to do. And we blew we ended up blowing 4 coverages in the fourth quarter, and there's been years we didn't blow 4 coverages all year. So we had to get back to the basics and try to find an identity offensively without our quarterback. But I'm really proud of how our staff has built it together, and we'll give it another rip today and see how it looks.
You mentioned that you're trying to replace a quarterback with so many starts. Experience means a lot of different things, and it probably means that coming into this year, you had to reteach some things that you probably don't have to when you have a senior at quarterback.
Absolutely, and we built our whole offense around that kid. We were going to run him a little bit. We had planned to throw the ball 60 times a game. We got a kid that holds a career record in attempts, in completions, and touchdowns, and yardage of a storied program, and he owns all those records. And all of a sudden, we don't have him, and we turn it over to a freshman. We got to really dial back what we can do and the expectations of what we can do. And then we sprinkled in a little wildcat with the Jack Simmers kid last week to get him going and end up rushing for over 200 yards. So we're still trying to figure out exactly who we want to be and what we want to be on offense, but we're starting to get a little bit closer without that leader at quarterback.
What's the biggest challenge for you guys getting ready as a defense this week when there have been changes in Jamestown and there's just a big question as to how similar or how different it may look?
Yeah, I think it's one of the most unique game preps I've ever had, especially in the middle of the season. Me and Coach Mistro are really good friends, and we've talked multiple times throughout the week. And, I continue to go back to, I don't know how much you can change of your offense in 4 days, especially not having an offensive line coach, especially not having anyone on the staff who's called an offense. There's a lot of moving pieces we got different guys coaching different positions now. You have different guys with different breakdowns. You have different guys in different meeting rooms. Like, the organizational process of that takes a day or two to figure out, and by the time that happens, it's Wednesday, and now we're trying to finalize game plans and make sure everything is ready. So I told our staff, I think we'll see a lot of the same. I'll tell you right now, when we see Jamestown on the second time around, I think they'll look significantly different than they do today because of the time and bye week and those sorts of things. But heck, I don't know. I know Coach Mistro is a really good football coach. He knows football. He's going to do some different stuff to us, I'm sure, to put his kids in position to win a homecoming and home opener for him. So we practice 5 or 6 tricks every day in practice because I know they're going to pull out every stop to get this one today.
Up next, David Burrell sits down with Jimmie head coach Brian Mistro on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Looking for one of the best ATVs on the planet? Then check out Honda 4Trax Foreman. There are 3 models to choose from, and they all offer strong swing arm rear suspension that is perfect for hard work or towing. They all feature strong front and rear racks, plus a handy utility box for storage. So head to Gun and Reel Sports in 1st Street, West downtown Jamestown, and check out the new Honda Foreman. For riders 16 and older, Honda recommends all ATV riders take training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
As the PL Ave Maria pregame continues, it's at last at home, and it's homecoming for the Jimmies. It's Mayville State, and we're with head coach Brian Mistro. After what has been, I know, not the easiest week, in one sense it was a move to help things for this season, but you always talk about family around here, and it's someone who's been a part of this family a long time and a friend of yours that's no longer here. I know that wasn't an easy thing for you to do.
Absolutely. Coach Shalene and I, he was a coach when I was a player and a guy that has helped me through a lot and has been a mentor to me. But it was a decision that I think was going to help move our program forward and benefit our guys at this time. And I love Coach Shalene with all my heart, and I obviously want nothing but the best for him. But ultimately, I'm the head coach of the Jimmies, and I think that this was the best thing to do to move our program forward to doing the things that we want to do. And Coach Shalene and I are going to be all right, I think, and it's just a matter of making sure that our guys are all on the same page and moving forward with what we want to do.
All right, what about the decision to bring Nick in at quarterback this week?
Yeah, I think it goes along with the theme. When you make a big decision like this that affects, our coaching staff as much as it does, it's good to shock the troops a little bit too within our team. And obviously, I told Johnny and Nick in a team meeting, this is how we're going to go about it, and Johnny understands, and Nick's ready to take on the challenge.
And with plenty of help, but it's your final call, calling the plays. So this is something a little different for you. You're glad to have the help, but you've had to implement this week. How has that all gone?
Well, I've been yelling at offensive coordinators my whole life, so like, all right, kid, here you go. Here's the whistle. You figure it out. And so, no, I mean, I've watched, and that's the other part of this. I've watched and worked closely with Coach Shalene for so long now. I feel like, and even when I was at Concordia, I shared an office with the offensive coordinator. It's not that I know anything about how they come and constructed the plays, but I've seen how procedurally they go about game planning and procedurally how, what they're looking for. And so now as a defensive coach, I'm like, well, I don't like that, because if they do this, then this isn't going to work. So, I mean, there's just a back-ended version of that, which having Coach Chavan and Coach Becker and our graduate assistants, who are phenomenal, and Coach Leitz and Coach Flaherty, they're really helping me along. I'm like, all right, what do you guys call this? Because, on defense, we call it this play. And, I mean, there's some of that where I know the plays. Obviously, as the head coach, you need to kind of know everything about your program. But why are we doing it that way versus how about we try it this way? And let's, put a bow on it and present it a different way to confuse the defense. That's kind of when I've been more apt to, because you can't you're not putting in a new offense in week 3. And we do like the plays that we have. It's the motivating factor to get the kids to run the plays right. That is, I think, going to be the bigger change with me as the mouthpiece for those guys.
Right. On defense, you don't have Mason Parker this weekend, and you want to have him. You hope to have him back next week. But you have Damian Otero in this place, and it's not someone who's new to this. Damian has played well and made plenty of great plays for you.
Well, Damian's been playing football for us since he was 18, and going into his 5th year. He's moved positions twice. I mean, the guy is, if you, as a coach, and you go through this, I think, with certain classes and certain guys within your class, Damian's one of my favorite human beings on our team. He's just such an awesome dude, and somebody that just has a positive outlook on everything that he does. He was a starter as a freshman and a sophomore, and then wasn't as a junior, and even as a 4th-year senior, he wasn't. And then now as a 5th-year guy, getting to be able to start again, just shows his ability to overcome adversity personally for the greater good of the team. And now he just loves life, that kid. And I know his parents are super proud of him. I know he's got a great group of buddies that are super hyped for him. And I'll be honest with you, Mason Parker's going to be hyped for him too. So I love that kid to death, man.
You need something good. This whole team needs something good. But I think even though there are distractions with homecoming, you didn't have to get on a bus today. You get to play on your home field. That can be something good, and I'm sure you feel that can lead to other good things finally happening.
Well, the friendly confines of Raleigh-Green Field, right? Right. I'll tell you what, it's a little weird, because it feels like we haven't been for so long, and so I'm jacked. Homecoming week's always a fun time anyway, and as an alum, it's great to see some of our alums walking back through the hallways and seeing all the new stuff and popping in their heads and saying hi and. Hey, Coach, I need to buy a T-shirt. Okay, I got you. And then, obviously, it's really cool for me in a special situation. I was a part of the 2007 team that's being inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend, and I think we're in the 50-plus guys that are going to be back, and these are the best friends that I've made in my life, and I made those relationships here at Jamestown. And so it is kind of a cool thing to be able to bridge that gap for our players, because we talk about it to them all the time. Like, hey, man, these are going to be the best friends that you have for the rest of your life. And win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. All the stuff that you go through in college, you're going to go through it with your boys. And to be able to show them that that's true is going to be something pretty special today at walkthrough. And then, obviously, they're going to be hooting and hollering at the game on Saturday.
Well, that is something good. Here's to something good for your team this afternoon. Thank you and good luck.
I appreciate it. Go Jimmies.
It's the S&P Health Ave Maria pregame, and the lineups for Jamestown and Mayville State are next on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Need some custom screen-printed T-shirts? Lots of T-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Originals!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmie apparel. You need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
Well, let's see what happens. Jamestown at home at last. It's the Mayville State Comets. Let's look at the starting lineups. When the Jimmies have the football, they go with the redshirt sophomore Nick Martinez at quarterback from Phoenix, Arizona. He played some in the opener against Mary. 29 yards, 5 for 10. He was picked off once. Last year, 195 yards in 4 games before he got hurt. 126 of those were at VCSU. Carlos Julian, the graduate student, the running back from Las Vegas. You'll hear from him at halftime, but also Gavin Bloomdahl, the redshirt junior from Hermantown, Minnesota, and Colton Schneider, the redshirt freshman from Devil's Lake. Many receivers. The starters are Isaiah Roebuck, the senior from Moran, Arizona, Cody Pelleton, the junior from Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and Dawson Schmidt, the redshirt junior from Watertown, South Dakota. But Gage Solano, Ethan Hoffman, Colton Schumacher, and Erastus Ancino, all certainly in the mix. Tight ends, the starter, Lucas Andrews, the redshirt sophomore from Asante, Minnesota, and Caleb Powell, the senior from Murrieta, California. Here's where the changes are on offense. Another one, it's the offensive line. With Brady Hoff out, looks like he's going to be for a while. Thomas Pittenger moves from right guard to left guard. Gus Hangsleyman, of course, still at left tackle. Braden Villabill back in at center, the redshirt sophomore from Castle Rock, Colorado. Matt Sperlin, who was the starting center last week, the redshirt freshman from Surprise, Arizona, now starts at right guard. And it is Cole Mack, the 290-pound senior from Williston, still at right tackle. They go against this Mayville State defense. Their front 3, 2 seniors and a graduate student. One end, Bailey Mullenberg is a senior from Somerset, Wisconsin, same alma mater as his head coach. Jared Gay in the middle, he's a senior from Houston, Texas. Gunnar Jorgensen on the outside, a graduate student from Warren, Minnesota. Their linebackers, junior Devon Woods from Las Vegas, a junior from West Fargo, Cheyenne, Andrew Roberts. There are a lot of North Dakotans playing on the Comets. Anthony Johnson, senior from Mandan. Richard Shelton, a senior from Antioch, Tennessee. The safeties, Zyler Carlson, a sophomore from Findlay, and a senior from Phoenix, Arizona, Jordan Richardson. Will Flemons, one corner, a senior from White Bear Lake, Minnesota, and Denzel Navy, a senior from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Now, we referred to Tim Salmon. He is the second best quarterback that this program's ever had. He's second in yards to Creighton Fowl. He does have more touchdowns than Fowl, but he got hurt on the first series of their first game against Montana State Northern, and the senior is done for the year. So a sophomore is in his place. Dylan Lamont, he is from Grand Forks Central. Daniel Neville starts at running back, a sophomore from Las Vegas. Wide receivers, Javion Davison, a senior from Las Vegas. Another senior from Las Vegas, Malik Flowers. And a senior, Darren Jones, from San Bernardino, California. The tight ends from Turtle Mountain, from Belcourt, a senior, Derek Frederick. There will be more of a look at the starting lineup next as Jamestown meets Mayville State at Hanson Stadium at Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
It's time to start thinking about back-to-school season. Get a healthy start and schedule your child's well-child visit at Essentia Health. We provide kids and teens with a comprehensive physical exam that includes completion of sports physical forms, immunization, support for mental health concerns, and more. At Essentia Health, we make it easy and convenient to schedule a well-child check. Just call your local Essentia Health clinic or visit essentiahealth.org to schedule online today.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are. Different, you bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmies from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. diesel that doesn't mess around.
Continuing look at the starting lineups at Mayville State's offensive line. On the left side, a 315-pound senior from St. Paul, Minnesota, Xavier Powers at the tackle. The guard is Dante Frank. He's a sophomore from Black Duck, Minnesota. BJ knows where that is. Daniel Suda, a sophomore center from Halstead, Minnesota. And on the right side, Aaron Gilmet, junior from Napa, California, is 265. The right tackle was freshman Juan Carlos Martinez at 280 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Black Duck's near Bemidji, in case you didn't know. BJ knows that area pretty well. All right, the Jimmies on their front three. Daniel Erlinson, who's been consistent, the senior from Breckenridge, Minnesota, at one end. And at the other, Tyler Dean, the redshirt junior from Watertown, South Dakota. Ty Mansfield getting the start at nose tackle, the sophomore from Elk River, Minnesota. The linebackers, the fifth-year senior from Windermere, Florida. That's David Diaz Jr. Fifth-year senior from Oro Grande, California, Jed Rance. And the fifth-year senior from Sparks, Nevada, Ezra Bellengary. Rance leading the team with 31 tackles. Bellengary has 17. And taking the place, as we mentioned, of Mason Parker, who's out this week, Damien Otero, the senior from Murrieta, California. The free safety, the redshirt junior from Aurora, Colorado, Kyle Williams. Parker Chafee, the strong safety, the senior from Phelan, California. Ray Benners at one corner, the redshirt senior from Huntington, West Virginia. And the other corner is the sophomore Spencer Russell from Phoenix, Arizona. Brian Mistro, 6 years head coach of the Jimmies. Rocky Larson, his 5th year as head coach at Mayville State. You hear the homecoming crowd. They are here in force at Raleigh Greeno Field at Charlotte and Gordon Hanson Stadium. I meant it when I said it, Beach, at the end of the interviews. The Jimmies, let's hear this for a moment as they take the field. But I meant it when I said it, man. Being at home has got to be, they hope, the first step of more good things today, because, gosh, it makes such a difference when you're on your home field.
It certainly does. I mean, look at the seats. They are all decorative and nothing more today, because it is completely packed on the UJ side. The road trips that they've had, aside from Bismarck, have been a little tougher, so it's more difficult to have a ton of fans at those. But, I mean, look at the stands today. Completely packed for homecoming, and they're all here for one reason. They want to see a win.
The Jimmies are wearing mostly orange with black numerals and letters in white trim. Jimmies above the uniquely done block print number on the front and that different block print number on the back. Mayville, well, think of the Blue Jays colors, and you've got Mayville State's, but they're wearing their mostly white road uniforms with blue numerals, blue stripes around the shoulders, and mainly white helmets. Of course, the Jimmies helmets are solid orange.
Your home for UJ Jimmie. AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
Had to be a lift when the Jimmies entered the field at the end to our left, the south end, and got onto this field turf for the first time. Yeah, it's been 10 months since this team played a home game, so Brian Mistro was right. It seems like it's been a while. Yeah, that's because it has been a while.
Yes, it has. I mean, first one this year, and I think they're only going to have 4 this season. All the conference teams play each other home and away. That's pretty much it for home games. And, you know, the opportunity in front of them, David, I just think is immense today, because this is a Mayville State team that, first off, let's get this out of the way right now. Mayville State has never actually beaten Jamestown ever. There are 2 wins credited to Mayville, but those were due to forfeit. They have never scored more points than Jamestown in a football game. Plus, I think some of the strengths of Jamestown align perfectly with some of the weaknesses of Mayville State, especially when you look at this Jimmie's defense. There are some serious areas of the Comets offense you can take advantage of.
They are 1-2, as we say. They beat Montana State Northern 24-6. Then Dickinson State, and Dickinson State didn't looked their best some of that game when they played up in Mayville, but still pulled away in the second half. You heard Rocky Larson say that game was still close in the third quarter. It ended up being 31-7. Then they had a lead in the fourth quarter, and you heard Rocky Larson talk about, too, just kept blowing coverages and lost to, frankly, a not very good Nebraska Wesleyan team, 34-24. Let's go down to the field and pick up the coin toss.
Mayville State, what is your call? Heads is called. That is the first. You guys want the ball? Which way do you want to kick? All right, we'll flip it around. Mayville State won the toss, the first. We'll kick from this side.
That team's just defer anymore. That's just the way it goes. So Jamestown will have the football first.
And you could definitely hear it when we were down on the field. The factor today, David. It's probably not as bad down on the field. I was down there about an hour ago. It's probably not as bad down there as it is up here, but it's whipping pretty good.
63 degrees, the wind out of the northwest at 17 miles an hour. So it's somewhat of a crosswind, but it will give kickers and throwers from right to left a little bit of an advantage. Well, here we go.
It's good to be home,
isn't it though? My goodness, I didn't know what to do with ourselves this morning. Ray Benner's Isaiah Roebuck are set deep to receive it for Jamestown. They will move from left to right in this first quarter. The kicker for Mayville State is a senior from Cottage Grove, Minnesota. That is Caden Johnson. The winner will move to 1-1 in the NSAA. And yep, PJ told you about the series, 13-2 officially with those two forfeits. We hope you enjoy the action. Johnson with a boot, and coming up to take it at his 10 is Isaiah Roebuck. Right to the 20, right numbers 30, breaks one tackle 40, and he's out of bounds around at the 41 or 2 yard line of Jamestown. There's a Mayville State player that is down and flat on his back, in fact, back at the 27. But there is pretty easily the best kickoff return of the year from Isaiah Roebuck.
And he saw the crease and hit it immediately. Clearly the best return of the season. And the injury comes from just a completely solid legal block that sprung Roebuck to the near sideline. And that's something that I think is going to be a factor in this game. I am of the belief, we watch a lot of film in preparation for these broadcasts, David. I am of the belief Jamestown is the much more physical football team.
And I think they've already proven it. Goodness, we can't yet identify the player. The training staffs of both teams are down to look at, and now we can see him. It is Ezekiel Knott. He is a linebacker from Cottage Grove, Minnesota. And they've got him sitting up now, but that's all they've managed to do so far. Now he's up. And they're being careful with him here, Beach. He really took a shot.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little off balance a little bit. He may have, you know, the other thing about a chillier kind of day is if you hit the turf really hard, that's tough too. So he probably took 2 shots, 1 on the block and then 2 when he hit the turf.
The turf's wonderful, but if you land on it the wrong way, you're going to at least get a little bit of burn and maybe a little worse.
Yep.
But a terrific return, not to lose sight of that either, from
31 yards, I think it was.
Isaiah Roebuck. And starts Jamestown at their 42, 1st and 10. Again, Nick Martinez steps in at quarterback. 2 receivers each way, 2 to the right and 2 to the left. The wide side of the field is to the left. They're lined up closer to the right hash from our left to right. Pistol for Nick Martinez. Looks at a 5-man front and tucks under, runs around left end. 45, 47, upended down to near the 48 or 9 yard line. And that coming up was Jared Gay, the senior from Houston, Texas, to stop him. Oh, there's 7 yards on 1st down. The Jimmies have been looking for that.
And it's really a nice job by Pettinger and Hainzelman on the left side because they won the line of scrimmage by 4 yards on that play.
Well, the Jimmie's offensive line, and again, this is how we told you about how they started, is how they looked a lot in the second half of the game against Dakota State after Brady Hoff got hurt. 2nd down and 3, Jamestown from their 49, and the center judge says, hang on, we're not ready yet. Substitutions are still going to be made.
So UJ brought a player on late. It looked like it was Ethan Hoffman. That allows Mayville to sub, and they waited until Jamestown had to take a timeout to sub.
It is a Hillerud construction timeout. The Jimmies used their first with 14:06 remaining in the opening quarter at Hanson Stadium. No score on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
It's Zach here from Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center with exciting news that we are now open in our brand new location at 805 5th Avenue Northeast in Jamestown. That's right, we have a brand new space to help you out with your neck, back, hip, knee, shoulder pain, and so much more. It's the same great Apex you've loved, now with an incredible new space. If you haven't tried Apex, you really need to come see us. Give us a call today to come see us at 701-952-2739.
Right back to the line of scrimmage come the Jimmies after the timeout, but BJ has a point I know he wants to make about what happened there in just a little bit. 2nd down and 3 for Jamestown from their 49. Snap back to Nick Martinez. Nick rolls to the left, throws to the left side, caught and out of bounds at the 39-yard line of Mayville State. Dawson Schmidt, 1st down, but yeah, you've noticed a trend about what's happening in college football and had to deal with what happened in that timeout.
This is a strategy now. So UJ got the player Hoffman on the field with 11 on the play clock. The defense has to be allowed to sub. They waited until 4 seconds. That is a strategy today in college football.
Spotted to the 40 of Mayville State, but it's an 11-yard gain and 1st and 10 Jamestown. 2 receivers right. That's the wide side, 1 to the left. Julian behind Nick Martinez, and an option pitch comes on the left side to Carlos. 35-yard line, 33 down near the 32-yard line. A good gain of 8 yards before the stop was made by Tyson Snag. Now, how about this? He's a safety. He's a junior. He's from Australia. He's the first football player from Australia I've heard of who's not a kicker or a punter.
Absolutely, and that was a really nice job by Ethan Hoffman to seal the edge. He got a great block on the outside, and here we go, 2nd and 2, right where you want to be.
12:57 in the first quarter. This is the first possession of the game. Jamestown with an encouraging start to the drive. Martinez a throw right. This is caught, turning around and making the catch at the 25, and down near the 22 is Gage Solano, and there's his 3rd catch of the year for the junior from Mojave Valley, Arizona. Will Flemons, the corner, stopped him.
And that's just take the snap, rise up, and we noticed this on film. Mayville State will play 8 to 10 yards off. Well, if you're going to do that, then that's an easy one all day.
There are a couple of formations where they use man coverage, but teams just don't play zone anymore like Mayville State does most of the time. Dawson Schmidt, Cody Pelleton wide to the left. 2 receivers to the right on 1st and 10 Jamestown. Good drive going there at Mayville State's 21. Ethan Hoffman in motion. Throw left is knocked away right after it got out of Martinez' hand. Nice play by Richard Shelton. He's the Tennessean from Antioch, the senior, and a good knockdown there.
And that is the blitz package that Mayville State will live on if you let them. They simply have one more than you can block on the outside of the offensive line, especially against an empty set. We'll see that a lot today.
2nd down and 10 for Jamestown at Mayville State's 21 from left to right. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. 3 receivers, I should say. One of them's that tight end, Lucas Andrews, that comes in motion. Now he lines up on a wing to the right. As they hand it around left end, it is Julian. Carlos to the 20 and down near the 17-yard line of Mayville State for 4 more. Tried to turn that corner and get outside. The pursuit was good by the former Mandan Chief, the senior Anthony Johnson, but we've got a flag down and it looks like it's going to be against the Jimmies.
That was on the cut that the hold happened, as it typically does. You get a guy inside, and then your running back cuts outside. Defender's trying to go out, and sure enough, a hold right there. So now you're in 2nd and long again, unfortunately.
2nd and 20 it is at the Mayville State 31. Ethan Hoffman
Cody Pelletson, Dawson Schmidt all to the left, and Gage Solano's to the right. Now he's in motion, and he goes to the left. And a swing pass to the left side. Oh, and in trouble is Julian. Caught it to the 38, cuts back outside, and brought down back at the 40-yard line. No, he's not down. But instead, he's back at his own 47, trying to run forward, and is brought down back near the 47 of Jamestown by Devon Woods, the linebacker. And he went the wrong way, Carlos Julian.
I mean, great job breaking tackles, but whole lot of east-west, not a whole lot of north-south going on there. And now you're in third down and, third and 35, I think it is. Yeah, third and 35.
They need the 11-yard line of Mayville State for a first down.
Into the wind as well.
Yeah. Yikes. A bit of a problem here. It is a loss of 15 on the completed pass. Nick Martinez back to throw, going wrong like Solano. Caught it inside the 20-yard line. Still going to be short of the first down, but a nice catch by Gage on the sideline nearest to us, right in front of the Jamestown bench. They make it to the 18, fourth down. Now what?
Now it looks like they're going to go for it. And how about the ball placement by Nick Martinez on that ball? Just outstanding to the outside shoulder. I mean, 4th and 7 from 3rd and 35, that is not bad.
That's pretty good, and well done by Solano to look it right into his hands. They do keep the offense out there. It is 4th and 7, Jamestown, Mayville State's 18. 10-15 in the first quarter, no score on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. 3 receivers left. Martinez with the snap, rolls right, throws behind Solano, and incomplete, and Mayville State will take over. Devon Woods, the linebacker, had some pressure on Nick.
Woods does a nice job there to force the incompletion, and another red zone trip. We saw this a lot last week. Another red zone trip that ends with no points. Now, granted, circumstance a little different this time. You faced 3rd and 35 and still had a chance, but nonetheless, they are struggling in the red zone.
They're 3 for 8 in the red zone. That's good if you're hitting a baseball. It's not good if you're in the red zone. Dylan Lamont leads Mayville State from their 18, 1st and 10, right to left. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snap back to Lamont. Throw on the left side, short caught by Isaiah Smith, 20. 30 left sideline. Smith's to the 40 and out of bounds near midfield. Finally chased down by Jed Rance, but a big hitter for Mayville State. They go for 31 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
I feel like you're going to hear me say this a lot today. Free runner, David Diaz Jr. got into the backfield, but because it was a screen, it was such a quick play that they were able to get it out of there.
1st and 10, Mayville State from the 49. Well, the Jimmie defense, they need to buckle up here after Dylan Lamont got him off to a good start. Here is a pitch left. This is to Javion, or I should say to Mason Ullman, and he made it to about the 47-yard line of Jamestown for about a gain of 4. David Diaz Jr. made that stop.
So here's the reason I say I could be saying that a lot. Mayville State, with their guards, they are almost always going to pull. Even if there's someone in the gap that's coming to get the quarterback, they are pulling. It does not matter. 2nd
down, 6, Mayville State, Jamestown's 47. So, yeah, there's a tendency to look for. We saw it on the video, so did the Jimmies, you know that. 4-man front, Lamont with a hand. This is Ullman again to the left side, 45 around the end, and stopped there by Damian Otero, again taking the place of Mason Parker in one of those linebacker spots for the Jimmies today.
And that's actually a pretty good job by the Comet left side of their offensive line with Powers and Frank on that play to get out in front and try and make something of that play.
By today's collegiate standards, it's not a terribly big offensive line. Powers is the 315-pounder, but they average 277 from tackle to tackle. 3 receivers right for Mayville State on 3rd down and 4 at the 45-yard line of Jamestown. No score, 8:03 in the first. Hand off, it's Ullman again. He didn't make it back on the line of scrimmage. In fact, he lost a yard because he was wrapped up rather well by Ty Mansfield The sophomore from Elk River, Minnesota, the nose tackle. It is a loss of 1.
And that's the first instance of what we just talked about tendency-wise. They cleared a little area, and Ty Mansfield said, well, if you're going to do that, I got no choice. I have to make the tackle.
Mansfield's 9th of the year, 6 solo. The punter is the man who's also the place kicker for Mayville State, and that's Caden Johnson. Isaiah Roebuck is standing back at his 14-yard line. And spiraling end-over-end kick, and Roebuck takes a fair catch because guys just don't seem to return punts anymore, do they? Jamestown at their 14 to start their second possession. No score in the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard with 7:20 left in the first quarter at Hanson Stadium.
So I think some good things from that first possession. One, the ball placement of Nick Martinez. The other really impressive thing is with the couple of run plays that they had, traditional run plays, there was some space out there. So I feel like you can go back to that and try and make more of that.
1st and 10 for Jamestown. Jimmie's at their 14 in a scoreless game, just over midway through the first. Martinez backs up, throws a screen right, and it went on one hop in front of Schneider because Gunnar Jorgensen got a hand up. He did knock that down, too. Jorgensen is a graduate student from Warren, Minnesota.
The crazy thing about this defense is you heard in pregame Coach Larson say he didn't like their effort a week ago. There's a grad student and 7 seniors that start for this team on defense.
And they've made a change in a safety of Snag, or of a Richardson, I should say, who'd play a lot of games. Snag starting in his place. 2nd down 10 from their 14, and a running play off tackle on the left side down to the 19-yard line as Jamestown looking for some running room with Colton Schneider, redshirt freshman from Devils Lake. Gain of about 5.
So your 3rd and medium here. I feel like this is a play where you get Martinez on the outside and he has the option of what he could do.
After failing in the first one, the Jimmies are now 10 of 46 on 3rd down this season. Let's see if they can do something about it here. 3 receivers left and 1 to the right. 3rd and 5 from their 19, a roll left. Nick Martinez tucks and runs. 20, first down, 24. And he is upended at the 25-yard line by Devon Woods. That's the reverse jinx. I talk about the bad 3rd down percentage. They make a first down.
And they do exactly what we talked about. Get Nick to the outside and let him make a decision. Jared Gay eventually makes the tackle. But a very nice job by Nick. He knew exactly how far he needed to go. And now here comes John Grant.
Interesting. John Grant, who had started the first 3, the redshirt sophomore from Cheyenne. He is pretty happy about how his alma mater, those New Cheyenne, New Rockford Cheyenne Comets are playing. They're running over people on first down. Here is a handoff at left guard to the 28 or 29-yard line. It's again Schneider. Gain of about 3.
Yeah, John's just waiting for the Rockets to play competitive games. That's all. I mean, they played a 3-1 team last night and win 68-0.
521 yards passing for Grand, 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. 2 receivers each way for Jamestown. Gain was 3 on first down, 2nd and 7 from their 28 near the left hash wide right. Snap back, John Grand. Quarterback throws on the left side and way behind the intended receiver and incomplete. Dawson Schmidt had to play defender there because Will Flemons had the best shot at that ball, the Comet cornerback.
So that's something we see Mayville State do a lot. They will show cover 1 pre-snap, but Flemons was backing out of there. It was really a cover 2, and Graham didn't quite see that before the snap. So now here you go with the 3rd and long again.
Yep, 3rd and 7 from their 28 for Jamestown. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. First series was Nick Martinez. This one's John Grant at quarterback for Jamestown. Schneider in the backfield. Little lateral motion. Back to throw is Grant. Left side. Catch at the 41-yard line of Mayville State. First down, and there is the possession receiver on this team. Dawson Schmidt, the redshirt junior from Watertown, South Dakota, gives the Jimmies their 3rd first down.
And that's what you do against a cover 1. You run a slant. It'll be there almost every time, especially if you can win off the line of scrimmage like Schmidt is so good at doing.
8th catch of the year for Dawson. He had 4 last Saturday at Madison against Dakota State. 1st and 10. Jamestown from their 42, 4:35 in a scoreless first quarter on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Pistol for John Grant. Man in motion to the right. That's that tight end. And coming up with it at the 47-yard line is Austin Stalin.
And again, what did we just see? Another slant. I think they're understanding the Comet defense a little bit here.
Stalin, we see him as the long snap. 5 on that one. 2nd down and 5. Jamestown from their 47-yard line. Gage Solano is wide to the right. Dawson Schmidt a slot to the right. There's a wing to the left. They line up near the left hash. In mostly orange from left to right. Now Grant comes under center. Play fake. He throws long down the right side. Once Solano at the 20-yard line of Mayville State and off his shoulder and knocked down. And here comes a penalty flag. Denzel Navy's coverage was just a little bit too close. And the Jimmies will be able to move the sticks by a penalty.
I'm not sure he had to do that either.
I don't think so.
Pass interference. Defense, number 5. Penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Yeah, it wasn't, the ball was past him. And I think your point is that he made a really unnecessary move for the football because he wasn't going to reach it.
Now, and his coverage was pretty good.
Yeah.
He didn't have to jump on top of the back, of the receiver there. I mean, I thought his coverage was fine.
It's going to get called every time when you jump on a guy's back, isn't it? The penalty brings it to the Mayville State 38, 1st and 10 Jamestown. Jimmies have 4 first downs in this opening quarter. Still no score. Wing to the right, 2 receivers to the right. Stalin in there again. And they go on a reverse left side. Ethan Hoffman to the 40, 35, 30-yard line. And down near that first down marker at the Mayville State 28. We saw Hoffman start to run a little bit last week, but we saw them in practice run this play a lot.
A lot. And here's the reason why. It goes back to what we talked about in the pregame. If you motion to one side of the field, Mayville State is a team that will overload that side of the field, and there was nobody on the left for Ethan Hoffman. Do not be surprised if you see that again at some point.
And because Mayville just doesn't deviate from what you just said. They never change that. 1st and 10 Jamestown, Mayville State's 28. 3 receivers on the short side to the left. Snap back to John Grant, throwing down the right flat. Knocked down as the intended receiver. Here comes a flag. That was as plain as the nose in your face. Colton Schumacher shoved to the ground by Denzel Navy, who says, "Who, me?" And he said, and the officials say, "What do you think, we're not supposed to call that?" Good grief.
Pretty easy call.
I mean, that's the easiest call of the year in college football.
It certainly is.
At the 21-yard line of Mayville State.
Maybe they should just score a 21-yard touchdown because this red zone thing has not gone well so far.
Like we say, only 3 of 8. They were 1 and 2 at Dakota State and were in the red zone earlier. They're a yard from being in the red zone again. But BJ's idea might be a good one. Nick Martinez comes back in the middle of this possession. 2 receivers to the right he has and 1 to the left on first down. Play fake, will hand it to Julian. Big hole at the middle. 10, 5, touchdown, Jamestown. Carlos Julian, who had 2 rushing touchdowns a year ago, had an enormous hole up the middle. And Jamestown scores first.
Bill DeBill and Pittenger just separated, parted, whatever you want to say, the Red Sea. Because Julian had acres to run through. I mean, just a wonderful job up front and a great drive by the Jimmies.
Gage Solano holds for Onan Peterson. Only 1 out of 3 had the 1 block last week, but this one's right down the middle and good. 2:53 first quarter. Jamestown's second possession works. They lead Mayville State on homecoming at Hanson Stadium 7-0 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Johnny B's Brickhouse, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of Main Street, downtown Jamestown. And remember, for delivery and carryout, call 952-8777.
Couple of penalties help, but Jamestown goes 9 plays, 86 yards, 4 minutes, 26 seconds off the first quarter clock, and a 21-yard touchdown run for Carlos Julian.
BJ's not exaggerating on that run. I mean, the Jimmie's O-line just pushed the Mayville State front back. That's why Julian had so much room to run.
And he was north-south that time, wasn't he?
Uh-huh. Onan Peterson's ready to kick.
Ooh.
And sends it straight left and trying to dive on it here before it went out of bounds is Micah Mooser.
I'm not sure if that was intentional or not.
I don't know either. Or I should say Mason Ullman, not Mooser. And Jimmie nearly fell on that.
Sure did.
Nearly the same mistake that the Chadron State player made a few weeks ago.
I think what they're talking about on the far side, yeah, the flag came out because he batted the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
37. It'll be a 5-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Yeah, well, this is the second time this happened to Jamestown. Mason Parker did that in the Chadron State game, so that's why there's the 5-yard penalty, and they will mark it from where it went out of bounds, which was the 35, so Mayville State will be 1st and 10 at their 40.
Okay, now I can safely say I don't think that was intentional. Kicking the ball out of bounds.
But the officials said it was, and they're the ones who count. 1st and 10, Mayville State at their 40. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right for their sophomore quarterback, Dylan Lamont, who is a handoff going up the middle on a very good play fake. Lamont is the one who took it up the middle and just ran it straight forward for 9 yards to his 49-yard line, and the Jimmie's got a little fooled there.
Aaron Gilmet had a nice grip on Damian Otero on that play as well.
Oh, 2nd down and 1 Mayville from their 49. 2:25 in the first, 7-0 Jamestown. And they line up in a wildcat, and they have in the backfield, this is Jack Simmers. He is a running back. Simmers. This is the young man from Grand Forks, the freshman, and he gains a yard for a Mayville State first down.
They're staying in a wildcat. Look, and now they bring in their wildcat back, Norton.
Edward Norton. He's from L.A. 1st and 10 at midfield, and Norton around right end, off one tackle to the 45 and down to the 44-yard line of Jamestown before Jed Rance made the stop.
True triple option out of the gun right there, what Chip Kelly used to run at Oregon. Read the defensive end, he crashed, so you keep it. Then you read the linebacker, he took the back, so you, again, keep it. And Simmers is still in there.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder about Lamont.
They're trying to find what works. Of course, Tim Salmon, as we say, is out for the year. Simmers runs straight ahead, 35-yard line, and all the way down to the Jamestown 30, and Mayville State moves the sticks again.
I think this is something that takes some getting it used to, some adjusting, because when you have a wildcat back in, it changes the way that the offensive line blocks as well. They're not looking for necessarily areas. It's just go find a hat and put your hat on their hat.
Mayville State's moved into the Jamestown 31, 1st and 10. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. 7-0 Jimmie's in front of the Comets. And Simmers again out of that straight formation at left guard, 27, maybe the 26-yard line before Parker Chafee, the strong safety, stopped him.
Now that's one way to stop it. Just start bringing safeties into the box.
22 seconds to go. The Comets don't have to snap this again in the first quarter if they don't want to, and they're not making a great move to do so. Simmers, by the way, is from Grand Forks Central. He is a freshman. 9 seconds. They will snap it. And again, Simmers in the Wildcat Patrick. 2nd down and 6 at Jamestown's 21. Now they're back up off the line, and they won't snap the ball and will switch ends. Carlos Julian with his first touchdown run of 2024 has given Jamestown a 7-0 lead over Mayville State at Hanson Stadium on homecoming at the end of one quarter. On the Gun and Reel Sports Scoreboard on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage, and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishick, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
The Mayville State offensive line is a zone blocking scheme, but they have gone to this wildcat, and you throw the zone blocking scheme out because it's hat on a hat. And on that last play, what we saw Simmers do was almost run a counter play. He approached the line of scrimmage moving to the left. The hole was to the right, so he countered and went back to the right. This does take some getting used to, but that break probably gives the Jimmies an opportunity to at least talk about it.
Second quarter begins with a 7-0 Jamestown lead over Mayville State. He's made Jay Walters. I'm David Pearl. Glad to have you here. 114 yards for the Jimmies in the first quarter. 69 for Mayville State. 8 first downs to 3 for Jamestown. Mayville State 2nd and 6 from left to right now at Jamestown's 27. 2 receivers left, but it's Simmers out of that wildcat again, but he's dragged down and held to a 2-yard gain. Josiah Polita, the freshman from Long Beach, California, just grabbed him by the hip and said, "Nope, you're done, kid."
That is, man, you're going to want to see this on film because Polita does a great job of shedding and making the play. He threw the left guard, Dante Frank, out of the way and then made the play. Outstanding.
3rd and 4 for Mayville State. Jamestown's 25. Mayville State didn't convert on their first third down. Simmers is still in there. Isaiah Smith sent in motion, but it's Simmers at right guard. No, sir, only the 43-yard line. Daniel Erlitzson was there to wrap him up. And Jet Rance really finished the play off. Held them to 2. Mayville State, as you would imagine, keeping their offense on the field here.
Especially into the wind. I don't think a 40-yard kick into the wind is going to have much chance with the way the wind is today.
It's picked up, too, in the last 15 minutes or so. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right, but Simmers is still in there on 4th down and 2 at the Jamestown 23. Snap is to Simmers at right guard. Looks like he has it. Needs the 21. In fact, I think he's near the 20 in Mayville State. Keeps the football.
It is so simple. And now they're going to bring in the Wildcat back with Norton, but it is so simple because you know, especially going into the wind, what are the chances right now that Mayville State's going to throw a pass?
Not good, I wouldn't think.
I wouldn't think so either.
Edward Norton is a Pasadena City College transfer. He's from Southeast High School in Los Angeles. Daniel Neville and Isaiah Smith with him in the backfield. 1st and 10 at the Jamestown 20. 2 receivers to the left. Right hash wide side left. And the 2 running backs run into each other, Smith and Neville. Smith takes it and may have made it back to the line of scrimmage. Jed Rance in on that stop along with Josiah Polita. As a friend of mine in a place where we both used to live says, a malfunction at the junction.
A very big one because you had 3 guys all collide with each other. That did not make a whole lot of sense. And now they're bringing in Mason Ullman to be the Wildcat back. So, never mind. They have their quarterback.
They have Lamont back in there. You've got to guess whenever this team comes out of whatever huddles they have. Again, with Tim Salmon out there just trying to find what works. Loss of 1, 2nd, 11, Jamestown 21. They do hand it to Ullman, right guard, 20, 19-yard line, but nope, no more than that. David Diaz is in there, Daniel Erlitzson, Damian Otero, 2, held him to a gain of 2 yards.
So there you go right there, David. Dante Frank vacates because he's pulling, and it doesn't matter that Jamestown has orange jerseys coming. His rule is clearly you are pulling, and he's going to follow that rule come heck or high water.
Well, I guess guards pull all the time up there in Black Duck, don't they? where he's from. 3rd and 8 Mayville at the Jamestown 19. 7-0 Jamestown, 11:38 first half. 2 receivers left the wide side, 1 to the right. Dylan Lamont. Here comes flags as the play goes underway. A pass to Ullman, caught at the 23, and it didn't even make it back close to the line of scrimmage, down at the 21, but 2 flags came out as the ball was snapped.
I think you decline this. You make it 4th down because I'm pretty sure it's 2 guys in motion.
You're quite correct. And now Mayville State on 4th down and 12. And again, like you say, BJ, into this wind, the offense is staying out.
And this might actually be the scenario where you do see the ball in the air. And right now, the linebackers, Diaz and Bellingary, should be licking their chops.
Someone said Ezra Bellingary was going to have the game of his life today. I wonder who that was.
That'd be me.
Okay, 2nd down, 4th down and 12. Mayville, Jamestown 21. Lamont with a roll right. Dillon looking for an open man. He's near the sideline, hit as he throws into the end zone, overthrown and incomplete, and he was ambushed. Right at the Jamestown sideline, Tyler Dean led the charge, the Jimmies, along with Daniel Erlitzson, and they'll take over at their 21.
I am always fascinated by that kind of a play call. It is 4th and long. You are rolling the pocket, cutting half the field. You are not going to throw it back to the left side of the field when you're rolling right, almost ever. And if you do, you're going to get hollered at as a quarterback. So that's just a curious play call, in my opinion.
And there's no angle there. He was so close to the sideline, there was no angle to make a decent throw. Well, here come Jamestown, 1st and 10 from their 21-yard line. Nick Martinez is back in at quarterback. We've seen both Martinez and Grant already today. Tight end Caleb Powell in motion to the right, goes to a wing. Left by Martinez. Screen pass caught 25, 30-yard line, and down to the 35-yard line. Colton Schumacher, the junior from Harriet, South Dakota, has his first catch today. Oh, excuse me, it is Powell.
And what did they do? They motioned into the formation, and there's nobody to the outside of the box. It's the same thing over and over.
Caleb Powell, who had a catch at Dakota State last week, has his 4th of the year.
Cramped up a little bit. You can see him pressing on his toe.
2 receivers each way. 1st and 10 Jamestown from their 25. Martinez, a quick throw to the right, caught as he is falling out to his 41-yard line. Cody Pellinson, the junior from Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
And there you go with Mayville playing 8 years, maybe 8 years, who knows? 8 yards off, you could just dump that off for a quick 5 yards.
Nick Martinez, a good start throwing the ball, 6 of 9, 54 yards for the sophomore. Gain was 5, 2nd and 5, Jamestown from their 45. Gunner Real Sports Scoreboard says 7-0 Jamestown over Mayville State at homecoming. 9:52 in the first half. Clouds have come over Hanson Stadium now. Andrews, the tight end in lateral motion. Martinez back to throw. Pocket breaks down, still throws it long. Right back down, incomplete. And a good play to leap up and knock it down by Zyler Carlson, the free safety.
Richard Shelton had the pressure, just broke through the left side of the offensive line, and Martinez, that's actually a pretty accurate throw considering on the run with a heavy wind behind you. That's not bad for Nick.
Looked like he was coming off his back foot. 3rd and 5 Jamestown. The Jimmies at their 40, and they're 2 of 3 on 3rd down today. Let's see if they can convert another. 2 receivers right. The hand is to Jimmie. A big room again, midfield. Carlos to the 40-yard line of Mayville State and all the way down to the 36. Carlson the tackle. That's the same play that worked for the touchdown. Now they go tempo. Yep. Big run for Carlos Julian. And now
I think Rocky called a timeout. He sure did.
Wanted to slow things down. It is a Mayville State timeout presented by Hillerud Construction. And that's a strategic timeout, isn't it? 9:20 to go in the first half. Jamestown driving, leading Mayville State 7-0 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children.
Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
To get going.
They are averaging 10.5 per rush.
84 yards as a team. First and 10, Mayville 36. Inside handoff, Martinez on the left side down to the 28-yard line. And that's Colton Schneider, brought in by senior linebacker Anthony Johnson for another pretty good first down gain, 6 yards to the 30.
We have been so impressed early this season by Colton Schneider, just the way he hits the hole, the way he runs, and sure enough, he got to the outside pretty quick on that run.
Colton Schumacher to the left, Isaiah Roebuck wide right.
Might have one-on-one.
We'll see. Second down. They are playing man here, so look out. Second down and 4 at the Mayville 30. Brian Mistro said he thinks the Jimmies can take advantage of this. Martinez, he does throw right. Goes for Roebuck, beat his man, but the ball's overthrown by about a yard. It's incomplete. He had beaten Danzell Navy by 2 yards, and they're going with the wind, so that may have gotten caught up in that wind.
I don't think that's the last time Isaiah's going to burn a member of the Comets defense, because when they go one-on-one, that's such a good read by Nick. He knows exactly where he's going pre-snap. He takes the snap, and immediately, I mean, he's looking for Isaiah, and yeah, with the wind a little overthrown.
Can the Jimmies convert another third down? 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left on 3rd and 4 at the Mayville State 40. Left hash, wide side right. Snap back, it's Martinez with a roll right. Julian gives him a pass block. Throw cutting back up to the 20, to the 10, and down to the 6-yard line. First down, Jamestown. Cody Peloton.
That is such a nice job, because Peloton's running a crossing route, and he stops the moment he sees that he's in an open area.
They go quickly again and hand it to Julian. He made it to the 5 and took a pretty hard hit down at the 4-yard line of Mayville State. There's Navy coming up again to really lay one on Carlos Julian. A couple yards, but he paid for that.
Colton Schumacher slipped as he was trying to block Navy, and so, yeah, pretty good lick on that one. But, again, back to that big play. Football IQ, it's still really important, and Cody made a great play.
Dawson Schmidt, Ethan Hoffman to the right. Receiver to the left, that's Cody Schumacher. Second down and goal, Jamestown. Already up 7-0. They're at Mayville State's 4-7-35 and a half. On what's become a cloudy day now at Hanson Stadium. Martinez with a pitch, option right. It is Carlos Julian to the right corner, sheds off one tackle, touchdown Jamestown. Carlos Julian has matched his touchdown total of a year ago, 2, and the Jimmies have their first 2-score lead of 2024.
And that was too easy.
No.
Well,
it was too easy because it was a penalty.
Yep.
The Jimmies do not have their first 2-score lead of 2024.
But just the way that they are blocking this Mayville State defensive line. I mean, we talked about they're getting a first down every time they run the football. My goodness, it is so impressive right now watching. And that time it was the right side. It was Sperlin and Cole Mack doing the work.
But it's a
Mack
hold.
Got called for the hold.
Yeah, back to the 14 to make it first and goal from there. So wipe the touchdown off the board. Second down and goal, I should say, not first. 2 receivers to the right. Schneider in the backfield. Nick Martinez in the pistol. Caleb Powell sent to a wing left. Play fake, a roll right by Nick Martinez at the 21. Throws for the end zone. Knocked down, incomplete. And now deflected. Touchdown, Jamestown. That ended up in a Jimmy's hands. That was deflected, I think, by Navy again. And then ended up in a Jamestown touchdown somehow.
What
Ethan Hoffman did it.
What a grab. Diving he's just about out of bounds through all of that, and he made the play.
How did he stay in the end zone? You only need 1 foot, but wow. Onan Peterson tries to make it 2 and extra points. And this one is good, and so far, yes, it's plenty of good for the Jimmies on homecoming. Ethan Hoffman catches the touchdown pass. 7:18 left first half. Jamestown 14, Mayville State nothing on the Gunner Real Sports Scoreboard on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Hey, this is Sean from the Jamestown Country Club. Thank you for a great season and the largest turnout ever for the FCCU Labor Day Classic. Congratulations to our champion, Brian Meyer. With that said, the Country Club is still open and enjoyable for great fall golf. Come out and enjoy a nice round of golf and a cool beverage before the season ends. And it's never too early to think about next year's season. The Country Club is offering memberships already. Be one of the first 75 people to sign up for next year and you'll receive 5 free guest passes.
Another really nice drive by Jamestown. 9 plays, 79 yards, 3 minutes, 44 seconds off the clock. And Nick Martinez with the 14-yard touchdown pass. A fantastic, fantastic catch by Ethan Hoffman. And it's 14-0 Jimmie.
His second receiving touchdown. I'm not still sure how he did it. Onan Peterson with the kick. Comes in a couple of hops to the 8-yard line, to the 10, 15, 20, and down to the left sideline. This is Simmers. He's in midfield to the 40-yard line of Jamestown, to the 30, to the 20, and he's gone. No flags. Jack Simmers, the young man from Grand Forks Central, the freshman, has just run it back on the ensuing touchdown to put Mayville State on the board.
He got a pretty big block at the 25-yard line, and it came from the backside, and then he was gone. My goodness.
Not Simmers, but I should say Zyler Carlson. That is Carlson, not Simmers, but it is Carlson, and they give him a 92-yard return for a touchdown. Mayville State, just like that's on the board. Caden Johnson with the extra point, and he's good. 7:03 left in the first half on the Gunner Real Sports Scoreboard, and a quick blow here from Mayville State. They've cut Jamestown's lead on the kickoff return for a score to 14-7 on Jamestown 107.1, and this is the voice of the Jimmies.
Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at Track. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
It's the second time this has happened at Jamestown. Remember, Chadron State thought they'd run back a kickoff, but a fair catch signal denied it. So special teams not quite getting it right for the Jimmies there.
And that was a return from the right side of the field all the way to the left side of the field. And you just hope that's not a big momentum swing, because that's a pretty big play, 92 yards.
The sophomore from Findlay Sharon School, Zyler Carlson, runs it back. Caden Johnson's kick comes down to Isaiah Roebuck. It's short. It's at the 21, 25, 30, 35-yard line and out of bounds. And the Jimmies will start from there.
We just had a side headlock takedown
What?
by Malachi Bolio on a Jamestown member of the return. I'm not joking. Go back and look at the video.
Where's the flag?
That was an old school WWE move. Wow.
The Crippler crossface? First and 10 Jamestown from their 35. Remember, watch this game at the Jimmie Athletics YouTube page. We're glad to have you listening too. 3 receivers right and 1 to the left. Oh, brother, here is an inside handoff to Hoffman. Flag down, and Hoffman's in jail. Made it back to the 44-yard line. The blockers weren't there for him. It's going to be a loss of a yard, but there's a flag to consider as well.
There's no flag on the play. Second down.
No, there's not a flag to consider. Second down and 11.
That was a very slow developing play. They wanted the end around. I wonder if it was an end around pass that just never developed.
Yeah, because Hoffman had no protection in front of him. Second down and 11, Jamestown from their 34. Martinez back at the 25, throwing long down the middle. Once Encino, but just overthrew him at the 32-yard line of Mayville State. And he had, Erastus did, his defender beaten, and that's Jordan Richardson.
And it's just repeatedly. Now, look, Jamestown has struggled quite a bit this year throwing with the wind. Eventually, one of these are going to hit, and it's going to open some floodgates.
Third and 11 from their 34. 3 receivers left. They go quickly. Martinez with a roll left. Swing pass, a screen. Hoffman, 41 tackle broken, 45. Looks like he has it. Dives forward and does have that first down. Anthony Johnson tried to hold him up, but it's going to be where his knee touched, and they're going to say it's back at the 43. It's not a first down. It's 4th and 2.
And look at this. Jamestown's not even thinking twice about it. They lined up to go for it.
Now they call timeout. That's their second. A Hillerud Construction timeout with 6:21 left in the first half. Jamestown 14, Mayville State 7 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Well, David, how much do you believe in your offensive line? 4th and 2 at the Jimmie's own 43-yard line, and the offense is on the field.
Well, this offensive line has done pretty well today, the best they've done all season. And this is with people in different positions like they were last week because of Hoff's injury.
Cover 0 here. They've got just one safety deep, so they are bringing pressure.
Yep, there are 7 near the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 3 from their 43. Martinez handed off, nothing doing. The handoff goes nowhere with Colton Schneider. He is stuffed by Richard Shelton. Mayville State takes over in Jamestown territory at the 41.
Big moment up coming in this game because now it does feel like the momentum has switched a little bit. I mean, Jamestown had a lot of momentum about 5 minutes ago, and now it's started to move over to the team wearing the all-white.
I know people are going to say, Burl, shut up. You started talking about how well the offensive line was doing, and Mayville State mashed them there.
They did.
1st and 10, Mayville State. Jamestown's 41, 14-7 Jamestown on the Gun and Reel Sports Scoreboard. 6:15 to go, first half. And once again, well, here's Jack Simmers running up the middle. 41 lost the football. Big hit. Mayville State recovered back at the 47. Damian Otero, smashed him and separated Simmers from the football, but Mayville State makes the recovery. It is a 6-yard loss.
You could hear the oohs and ahs because that was one that they would have showed on highlight reels back in the day. That was a hit and a half.
Helmet to football. And Simmers suddenly didn't have it. Now he's on the bench, and Dylan Lamont, the sophomore, the former teammate of Simmers at Grand Forks Central, is back in. 2nd down and 16. Mayville at the Jamestown 41. 3 receivers to the left. That's the wide side. And a handoff. This is Neville. Dylan is at left guard down to the 42-yard line of Jamestown for a gain of 5. John Holquest, who made a couple good plays last week at Madison, stopped him for a 5-yard gain as the sun is out again.
A little indecisive Mother Nature today. Just a little.
But very comfortably cool. 63 degrees when this game began. But with the wind, people who you hear ringing cowbells below us have to come out in hoodies. But it's time for this weather. The autumnal equinox is tomorrow. 3rd and 11, Mayville State. Jamestown's 42-yard line. 0-3 of the Comets on 3rd down, and now they're not quite sure what to do, and they'll have to call their second Hillerud Construction timeout. We'll take one, too. 4:47 left first half. Jamestown 14, Mayville State 7 at Hanson Stadium for homecoming on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
You want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at dakotacentral.com.
14-7 here, Jamestown leading Mayville State. You want to hear about a weird college football score in D1? Here it is.
James Madison leads North Carolina. I promise it's football. 70-50 in Chapel Hill with 78 seconds left.
Tar Heels aren't hitting their threes today. 3rd and 11, Mayville State after the timeout of the Jamestown 42. 14-7 Jamestown, 4:47 first half. Snap back to Lamont. A screen on the right. Caught this is Ullman to the 40. One tackle broken. 35. Another tackle is eluded and across the 30. That means a Mayville State first down.
Finally taken down by Trayton Johnson, but he broke the tackle of Damian Otero.
Big play for Mayville State on 3rd down. They gain 11. That's their first 3rd down conversion today in 4 tries. And they're down a touchdown and conversion with 4:25 left in the half. And Mayville State showing some confidence on offense. And they again bring in Jack Simmers. 1st and 10 at the Jamestown 30. Simmers does hand off this time, and Neville is upended for only a yard. Parker Chafee stopped him cold at the 29.
I do wonder, just on these different quarterbacks playing so many snaps for Mayville State, how do you properly get in an offensive rhythm?
Certainly not a problem for them when they had Tim Salmon. But as we mentioned, he's gone for the year after a severe foot injury in the opening week. Simmers is still in there. Second down and 9 for Mayville State. Jamestown's 29. 3:30 in the half. 14-7 Jamestown. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. But Simmers is always going to run out of this or has so far this stuff. Back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Ishmael Hall, the junior from St. Cloud, Minnesota, said, nah, you're not going anywhere.
I mean, he popped him pretty good right at the line of scrimmage. And that's, again, another case. They left the vacated area.
Yep.
They just leave the vacated area. It does not make sense.
3rd down, and I got some advice, by the way. Our pal Ryan Cunningham, of course, of Valley City State, he saw Jack Simmers play in high school, Grand Forks Central. He said, don't sleep on Jack Simmers. I mean, there's a reason they're playing him this much, because he can run. He is a freshman. Now they bring him out and bring Dylan Lamont back in. 3rd down and 9, Mayville, Jamestown 29. Back to throw is Lamont from his 38. Wide open to the 13-yard line and caught down to the 8-yard line is Malik Flowers, the senior from Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's 1st and goal for Mayville State. Mason Whitley finally caught up to him. It's down to the 7-yard line.
Well, they caught Jamestown in a cover 2, and that's the area of the field that you beat a cover 2 with. That place just further than the linebackers, but underneath the safety.
22-yard gain. Mayville State 7 yards away from a possible tie as we near the 2-minute timeout, which will stop 4 in 3 seconds. Mayville State won't run another play. The Hillerud Construction 2-minute timeout at Hanson Stadium. Jamestown leading Mayville State 14-7, but the Comets are knocking on the door on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Where do you find the friendliest staff, largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But what if you can't go to the store? Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at GoHugos.com. Choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace online shopping at GoHugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Your home for UJ Jimmie, AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown, and 107.1 K296HH Jamestown.
Mayville State with a chance here. The 2-minute timeout. Their first and goal at the Jamestown 7. Remember, watch this game at the Jimmie Athletics YouTube page. NewsDakota.com, the Jamestown 107.1 app. We have a listener in Pennsylvania today.
We do. My dad is watching us and enjoying the broadcast so far.
Jack Simmers is back in. First and goal, Mayville State, Jamestown 7. 14-7 Jimmy's at the 2-minute timeout. Back from it, 2 receivers to the right. Simmers just runs at left guard, eludes 1 tackle, and then is brought down near the 3 or 2 yard line as Jackson Walters, the former Jamestown Blue Jay, and on that play a gain of 5.
Juan Carlos Martinez got all the way around to the left side and sealed it for the Wildcat back Simmers. I would call him a quarterback, but he's even listed as a running back. So he's just a Wildcat.
That's where he played for the Central Knights, too. Second down and goal, Mayville. Jamestown's 2. Only 1 timeout left, remember, for each team. 1:23.5. It's Simmers and that Wildcat again. And, yep, he is going to run at right guard and forward to about the 1, but the pursuit was good by Jed Rance.
Really nice job by Jed Rance to go right where an area had been vacated. And now you've got 3rd down and goal from the 2 and under a minute to play in the half.
Mayville State preserving the 1 timeout they have left as they look to the sideline for a play. Wade Smethers is the offensive coordinator. Still 14 to snap it as they move toward the line of scrimmage, but again, it is this Wildcat formation with Jack Simmers. 3rd and goal. Simmers bobbled the snap. Tries to run through right guard and a horde of Jimmy's, but breaks his way through him and scores. Touchdown, Mayville State. He dribbled it once at about the 6-yard line, but still was able to find his way through a not very big hole, and Mayville State's a conversion away from a tie.
And I believe the Comets have found something in Jack Simmers.
Ryan Cunningham was right. He said, don't sleep on Jack Simmers. Well, he watched him play in high school. He ought to know. Caden Johnson will try to tie it. Dylan Lamont's the holder. Bo Jorgensen snaps it. It all works, and it's good, and we're back where we started. 32 seconds left first half on the Gun 'Em Real Sports scoreboard. It's Jamestown 14, Mayville State 14 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
It's a 9-play, 41-yard touchdown drive that took 6 minutes, 31 seconds, and it's finished off by the 2-yard third down touchdown run by Jack Simmers, who, David's right, he dribbled it at the 6 and then took off down the middle of the field.
Caden Johnson with a very short kick, a little pooch, and running up on it and fumbled at the 32, but another Jimmie falls on it. Isaac Anderson couldn't handle it, but a teammate was there to help him out. So the Jimmies have 29 seconds, and again, they only have 1 timeout left, and Mayville State, remember, still has 1.
And the Jimmies will be kicking away to start the second half. So I wonder how aggressive Brian Mistro gets here.
Going with the wind.
Going with the wind, that's right.
First and 10 from their 33. Nick Martinez does come out at quarterback. They have Dawson Schmidt lined up wide to the right. Gage Solano is a wide left. There's a slot left to the wide sides to the right.
No Roebuck.
Not on this play anyway. Snap back to Martinez. Play fake to Julian. Pocket starts to break down, so Martinez runs straight left for the sideline and out of bounds at the 34-yard line for a 1-yard gain, but stopping that clock with 23 seconds to go in the first half.
Kind of an interesting play because they run play action, and if I'm Mayville State, I don't expect a run, so it would be hard for me to fall for a play action fake at this point.
The game was won. Jimmies are going to go back actually to a huddle, which we haven't seen much. There's still 16 seconds to snap it. Dawson Schmidt wide to the right, along with Cody Pelleton. 2 receivers to the left. 2nd down and 9 from their 34 for Jamestown from right to left. Martinez at his 27. Throws down the right seam, and it's intercepted. Overthrown, and it's Navy who comes up with it. Denzel Navy to his 35, cuts left. He's to the 40-yard line. Outside the numbers in front of the Mayville State bench. 50, 40 of Jamestown out of bounds. Here comes a flag for maybe a late hit.
And that puts him in field goal range, David. Granted, into the wind, but yeah.
Down to 6 seconds in the half. Navy with an excellent return. Ate up a lot of time. But yes, indeed, the Comets could think about a kick here. And yeah, I think that hit was late and came across the boundary on Denzel Navy from the Twin Cities area, from Brooklyn Park, went to Osseo High School. Got called for that PI earlier, but had a...
After the play, personal foul, late hit. Offense, number 14. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Gage Solano called for that hit, so that's going to take it all the way down to the 25-yard line of Jamestown.
Mayville calls their last timeout as well. I guess there's no sense in not calling it, but... So from here, what do you think? That's about a 42, 43-yard kick into a pretty good breeze that you're probably going to hear pretty well when we talk to Brian Mistro on the field coming out of the locker room.
Mayville State ponders that during this Hillerud construction timeout. Trying to take the lead. Jamestown scored first on Carlos Julian's 21-yard touchdown run late in the opening quarter. And it was a 2-score lead for the Jimmies midway through this quarter on a Martinez to Hoffman touchdown pass before Zyler Carlson's 92-yard kickoff return, and then Simmers a moment ago with a 2-yard run, and the conversions have all been good, and that's why we're 14-14.
And that Carlson play is the biggest play of the half because it totally has flipped momentum. Jamestown looked like they were about to run somebody out of the building, and then they give up the touchdown return.
Well, who do we see? Do we see Caden Johnson? Nope, we see the offense. Dylan Lamont out there.
Well, this is interesting.
Yeah. Isaiah Smith and Darren Jones are to the right. 1st and 10, Jamestown 25, 6 seconds left in the half. Mayville State out of timeouts. They keep the offense on the field. Don't want to try a kick against the wind. Back to throw is Lamont. Going to the right corner of the end zone. It is caught. Great catch, Darren Jones. Touchdown, Mayville State. Right in front of the defender. The senior from San Bernardino, California, has given the visitors their first lead.
And that is the one thing you could not have right there, because you know the ball has to go to the end zone. There's not enough time to run a play and get out of bounds. It had to go to the end zone. It did, and Mayville takes the lead.
Yeah, and Jones had the great position in front of the defender there. Caden Johnson with the extra point, trying to make it a 7-point Mayville State lead at the break. And he missed it. He missed it wide to the right, so the lead holds at 6. But Mayville State with 20 unanswered points after being down 2 scores. And on homecoming, the halftime score on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard at Raleigh-Greeno Field at Charlotte and Gordon Hansen Stadium. Mayville State 20, Jamestown 14. We'll look at the stats. You'll hear from Carlos Julian during the half. And, of course, head coach Brian Mistro will talk to our BJ Walters. It's all coming up the half on homecoming day at Hansen Stadium, with this game still very much in the balance. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Jimmies.
The Frontier Fort invites you in for a true Dakota Territory dining experience. This unique location looks like an authentic 1800s fort. Head upstairs and you'll be greeted with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly grilled ribeyes and barbecued ribs. They're open from 4 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and their legendary prime rib is served on Fridays and Saturdays. Now hiring a full-time or part-time cook. Call 252-7492. The Frontier Fort, on the road to the Buffalo, Jamestown.
When it comes to roofing, don't be fooled by big names from out of town. At Vetter Construction, we're your true local experts. We live here, work here, and care about our community. Those larger companies might throw our city's name around. We're the ones who built a local reputation you can depend on. For reliable service and personal touch, choose Vetter Construction. Call us at 320-1990. 320-1990.
building a business requires strength, courage, and a solid reputation. So, when you're ready to build a building to house your business or remodel your existing business, you want the same qualities in your commercial construction contractor. And that's where Hillerud Construction comes in. Trusted, experienced builders who specialize in commercial building construction. Their experience saves you time, stress, and money. So visit HillerudConstruction.com and let's get building.
Sign-on bonuses, $10,000 for full-time RNs or LPNs working PM or NOC shifts, and $10,000 for full-time NOC weekend package positions, and $5,000 for part-time PM shifts. Also offering $5,000 for full-time CNAs working PM shifts or weekend package, day, PM, or NOC shifts. Dietary positions available also. Apply at smphealth.org/Ave Maria.
To 14 on the Gun and Reel Sports Scoreboard. With B.J. Walters, I'm David Burrell. We, a moment ago, ran over what the scoring summary was. The numbers look like this in the first half of play. For Jamestown, 210 yards of offense. They outgained Mayville State 210 to 141. 92 yards rushing, by far the best that Jimmy's have had in 3.5 games. 118 passing. 53 yards rushing for Mayville State and 88 passing. Jamestown, 12 first downs to 8. The Jimmies were 5 of 7 on third down, where they've struggled so much, but 0 of 2 on fourth down. Mayville State 3 of 6 on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down. Time of possession in favor of Mayville State, 16:31 to 13:29. 2 penalties, 22 yards on Mayville State, 3 penalties, 35 yards on Jamestown. For Mayville State, Dylan Lamont, 5 of 6, 88 yards, and the touchdown, and that was to Darren Jones right at the end of the half. The only catch Jones made for 25 yards. Isaiah Smith, 1 catch for 31. Malik Flowers, 1 for 22. Mason Ullman, 2 for 10. And Jack Simmers, bringing him in the Wildcat package, led Mayville State in rushing, 35 yards on 12 carries. For Jamestown, Nick Martinez, 11 of 18, threw for 104 yards and a touchdown in the first half, but also threw the interception that set up the go-ahead score for Mayville State. Johnny Grand, 1 for 2 for 14 yards, 2 catches, 39 yards per Gage Solano. Ethan Hoffman, 3 catches, 22, including that touchdown. Pelleton, 2 catches. Schmidt, 2 catches. Carlos Julian had the touchdown run, 56 yards on 4 carries, 14 yards each for Nick Martinez and Colton Schneider. And yeah, a lot of good happened, BJ, until, from the Jimmy's point of view, the end of the half. Mayville State with a comeback, but again, another pick, a costly turnover led to the go-ahead points.
You could not have drawn up a better first 20 minutes for the Jimmies in this football game. And then that kick return is just totally turned this game on its head. And think of the numbers you just gave. That was the best first half Jamestown has played this year, maybe the best half period Jamestown has played this year, and they're down by 6.
Yep, the turnover made the difference. That's 7 interceptions now thrown by Jamestown quarterbacks in 3.5 games. They're -2 on the turnover ratio, which is
it's amazing it's not worse.
Yeah, I know, it really is, but it was a first half for the Jimmies, again, with not a new offense, but a new look to the existing offense, with Brian Mistro with some help now calling the plays, but they did mix it up quite a bit. Sometimes going tempo, sometimes not. And they really had to be happy with what Julian did, especially running the ball early.
Running the ball like that, using the whole field, taking advantage of what Mayville State gives you. When you run motion and they want to run everybody to one side of the field and you go to the other side, we saw that twice, once on a run, once on a pass. This is, I think, the best Carlos Julian has looked all year by quite some distance. And Nick Martinez, just the threat that he might run the football has opened up some things. and he's very good on the move. He's very good at throwing the football on the move. So by no means is 20-14 over, but you had better not let them go down and score to start the second half.
Yeah, Mayville State receives the second half kickoff, and that is going to be big. Julian had a 79-yard game last year against Mount Marty. 75 of those were on a touchdown, but really good extended running in the first half for Carlos. And the Jimmies know they're going to, the passing games work pretty well with Martinez, but they can keep running the ball, as we say, 92 yards in the first half. That's what you want, not what they've had.
That's exactly right. And what it has done is, you mentioned they're 5 of 7 on third down. Well, yeah, it's third down and 3. I mean, that's why it's a higher percentage, because it's actually doable.
Every time we've turned around in the first 3 weeks, it's been 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. Not so much of that today, but still, good job by Mayville State to come back. And you said it right. They've got something out of the Wildcat with the Jack Simmers, with what they're still trying to figure out what to do after Tim Salmon, unfortunately, was out for the year.
And I think that's a lot of what this locker room is probably talking about. Okay, how are they blocking us? We know it's a hat on a hat, but exactly how are they doing it? Let's make some adjustments, because right now, even though he's only got less than 3 yards per carry, it has changed the look of the game a lot.
The Jimmie Athletic Hall of Fame members are being introduced, and several of them, among those, by the way, is that 2007 Jamestown team. You may have heard Brian Mistro mention that earlier. That was the last time the Jimmies made the NAIA playoffs, was 2007, and that, of course, was Mistro's junior year. He played here 2005 through 2008. Halftime, and it is Mayville State leading Jamestown on homecoming at Hanson Stadium by a score of 20-14 on the Gunner Real Sports Scoreboard. We'll hear from Carlos Julian, in fact, coming up. We'll look at scores, and also BJ visits with Jimmie's head coach Brian Mistro. Coming up still at halftime on a lovely but a little bit of a windy day at Hanson Stadium on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Looking for one of the best ATVs on the planet? Then check out Honda 4Trax Foreman. There are 3 models to choose from, and they all offer strong swing arm rear suspension that is perfect for hard work or towing. They all feature strong front and rear racks, plus a handy utility box for storage. So head to Gunner Real Sports in 1st Street West, downtown Jamestown, and check out the new Honda Foreman. For riders 16 and older, Honda recommends all ATV riders take training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
Need some custom screen printed t-shirts? Lots of t-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Originals!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmie apparel. You need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's Originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
It's time to start thinking about back-to-school season. Get a healthy start and schedule your child's well-child visit at Essentia Health. We provide kids and teens with a comprehensive physical exam that includes completion of sports physical forms, immunizations, support for mental health concerns, and more. At Essentia Health, we make it easy and convenient to schedule a well-child check. Just call your local Essentia Health clinic or visit essentiahealth.org to schedule online today.
Time for your McCare weather forecast for the weekend. Saturday morning has come and gone. 20% chance of showers have faded away, mostly clear. Tonight with a low around 44. Northwest winds holding at 11 to 14, gusting in the low 20s. Into Sunday morning, it's mostly sunny with a high near 62. Northwest wind again 11 to 14. Fall is here with a 21 mile per hour breeze. Sunday night, mostly clear. It's going to get chilly, a low around 43. North to northwest wind, 6 to 8 miles per hour. That is a look at your weekend weather. For more McCare weather forecasts, visit newsdakota.com.
It was 14-0 Jamestown over Mayville State at Hanson Stadium on homecoming. Now it's 20-14 Mayville State, with the touchdown to close the first half on the 25-yard pass from Dylan Lamont to Darren Jones. But what a first half Carlos Julian has had. He had the first
Jimmie Touchdown, the graduate student. What a journey for him here, and we visited with him earlier this week about what it's been like this week with the change, with the departure of Coach Shalene, and what has happened this week with the modifications in the offense. Carlos, I know this has not been a terribly easy week. It's tough when something like this has to happen, but unfortunately something like this has to happen eventually, but I know you guys are so confident in what you can do.
Definitely. I think that it was a hard decision probably for a lot of people, but it is what it is, and it's homecoming week, so we got a lot of people coming to see us, so I'm excited to step out.
You guys got to keep plugging along. I mean, no matter what happens, you've still got 7 games to go in this season, and every one of them are big.
It's not over. That's all I keep telling myself, and so we're going to take this week as really a culture shock, something new, a new challenge to go out here and prove that as individuals, as an offense, we're ready to do the job.
As we've been telling you this year, this young man is from Las Vegas. How in the world did you make your way to Jamestown, North Dakota?
Well, that was a crazy story, but I came up here on my visit, and I had a great time, and I was hooked.
And now you're a graduate student. How fast has this time gone by for you?
I mean, I got here, it was COVID,
Yeah.
and now it's a whole new world we're living in, and it's exciting because now I'm working towards my career, but I'm still getting to play ball and chase my dream.
What's your career going to be?
Psychologist.
Good for you.
Probably like a school counselor. Yeah.
Excellent. So you want to keep, because I know you've had a lot of people along the way who have given a lot to you, and now this will be your opportunity to give back.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Well, Carlos, congratulations on that, on getting here, and man, just keep plugging away, as I know you and the rest of these guys will. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Carlos Julian with a good future ahead of him and a good first half behind him today. He and the Jimmies hope for more. But they're trailing Mayville State of the half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard at Hanson Stadium by a score of 20-14 to the Mayville State.
We're forever grateful to you. Thank you, Jim Clark.
Comments? All right. Before we take another break, let's head down to the field and join. Before we do that, let's hang on. We'll make one slight little switch, and now we'll head down to the field and we'll join BJ Walters.
50-50 raffle, but please pull out your raffle tickets as we will now announce the winning ticket number. Failure to claim your prize will result in a redraw for another ticket holder. The winning ticket is a green
And we'll get to BJ in just a little bit. In the meantime, we'll take a break. Mayville State with a 20-14 halftime lead over Jamestown here at Hanson Stadium, here on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
You know you don't really want that hurry up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need, because we're not satisfied until you are different. You bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmies from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
It's Zach here from Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center with exciting news that we are now open in our brand new location at 805 5th Avenue Northeast in Jamestown. That's right, we have a brand new space to help you out with your neck, back, hip, knee, shoulder pain, and so much more. It's the same great Apex you've loved, now with an incredible new space. If you haven't tried Apex, you really need to come see us. Give us a call today to come see us at 701-952-2739.
Johnny B's Brick House, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of Main Street, downtown Jamestown. And remember, for delivery and carryout, call 952-8777. At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage, and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishart, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
At Hanson Stadium at halftime, Mayville State 20, Jamestown 14 on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Back with BJ Walters, David Burl. Sorry for the technical problem, so I'll let you sum it up. What did Coach Mistro say to you?
He basically said the last half of the second quarter is completely on him as a play caller. He's got to be better.
At least he's honest.
He is.
There, of course, with only 5 football-playing schools in the NSAA, there can only be 2 conference games in one day. The other happens later. Dakota State and Valley City State at Locust Stadium. It is the home opener for the Vikings and their conference opener too. Dakota State, of course, 1-0 after beating the Jimmies last week down in Madison, South Dakota. Of course, next year and forward, it's the NSIC and NCAA Division II. What's going on there today?
Well, in the fourth quarter, a couple of games, 4 games have reached the fourth quarter. Augustana leads Northern 34-7. Also, Wayne State leads Winona 21-14 in the fourth. Concordia St. Paul 27-10 over Southwest in the fourth. McKendree leads MSU Moorhead. The Dragons got that huge upset on the 2-point conversion after the buzzer a week ago against Duluth. They're struggling 22-15 today against McKendree. Sioux Falls leads Bemidji State with 11 minutes to play, 24-21. One final, Minnesota State, no problem with Minot. I don't think we expected it to be a problem. 40-6, and at the half, in fact, Minnesota Duluth leads UMary 14-0.
All right, now I'll give you a little intel on Jack Simmers from those who know. One of those who knows is our good pal, the head coach of the Jamestown Blue Jays, Bill Nelson, because the Jays had to face him. He was a quarterback at Central, and but he had decommitted from Moorhead and then went this summer to Mayville. And the words that Bill Nelson texted me about Jack Simmers, tough as hell. Yeah, he showed it on that touchdown run.
He certainly is. I mean, and what's strange to me is the moment he came in the game, Mayville State manned up a little bit. Like, they take on his personality big time. I will say just one thing about the win.
Yeah.
It's not bad on the field. It is not near what you think it is on the field.
They put the little flags on the top of the goalpost, and they're fluttering. But, yeah, because we're down in a bowl, of course, as you know, here at Raleigh-Greeno Field and Charlotte and Gordon Hanson Stadium, yeah, it can be a little bit deceiving. Well, Mayville State will receive the second half kickoff. They're in mainly white, blue numerals. Jamestown mostly in orange with black numerals and letters in white trim and orange helmets. Onan Anderson is ready to kick, but Mayville State's not out of their special teams huddle yet. Now here they come. Second half, Mayville State scored the last 20 after Jamestown scored the first 14 on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard.
And I just think this is an important possession right out of the gate, second half. You cannot allow another touchdown.
Zyler Carlson, who ran back the kick in the first half, is deep along with Denzel Navy back at the 7-yard line. Onan Peterson with the win, what win there is at field level. Shorter kick goes over one man. Here comes Carlson again at the 18-yard line. No, the play is stopped because a man up ahead at around the 28-yard line, and that's Montana Jorgensen, a linebacker, wait for a fair catch. So even though it didn't touch him and went back to Carlson, The fact that, and we saw this at Chadron, the fact that there's a fair catch stops the play.
Sure does. And I think that's a bit of a break because it looked like Carlson was angling the same direction he went in that second quarter. Now, keep in mind what wind there is. I just talked about it's not a big factor. Mayville State's going to have it in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10, Mayville State from their 18, and they do come out with Dylan Lamont, another former Central Knight, at quarterback. And he hands off across the 20 and down to the 22-yard line to the sophomore from Las Vegas, Daniel Neville, brought in by Parker Chafee. Just a real nice burst. I think he got about 8 yards on just a little burst play. Not much to it. Yeah, pardon me. If I said the 18, I meant the 13. Yep, that is an 8-yard gain. And it's 2nd down and 2 for Mayville State at their 21. Derek Frederick, the young man from Belcourt, is wide to the right. Isaiah Smith along 3 receivers there, too. But it is Simmers again. Here he comes, and he takes a big hit at the 21-yard line and push back as they go to that kind of wildcat look again. Ty Mansfield socked him, but they send receivers wide. It's not your typical wildcat look. No, there's nobody in time. I mean, they have a tight end, but everybody does in today's football. I mean, look at this. 2 way out wide to the left, 1 way out wide to the right. But everybody in this stadium knows Simmers is about to run the ball. Well, they do give him a yard. It is 3rd down and a yard from their 22. And Simmers looking for a hole. Has it at right guard and is forward to the 25 for the first thing. The other thing Bill Nelson said, he won't throw. Well, right now he doesn't need to. No. What a nice job of being patient behind Aaron Gilmet on that 3rd down run. Just nice job, and Mayville moves the chains again. On a 20-point run here after Jamestown had a 14-0 lead midway through the second. Now it's 1st and 10 Mayville from their 25. Right hash, wide side to the left, 3 receivers that way. It is Dylan Lamont back in there. And Lamont with the handoff. And again, this is Neville. And again, a little good chunk through right guard to the 30-yard line for Daniel. Parker Chafee again makes the stop, but it's secondary guys again having to come up and make the hits for the Jimmies. And that's what you don't want. Now, the one thing about it is that Chafee is starting to creep into the box. So if at some point Lamont wanted to go hard play action, he might have something over the top. The gain was 6, 2nd down and 4, Mayville State from their 31 from left to right. So, yeah, they are going against what win there is in this 3rd quarter. 12:40 remaining in the 3rd, 20-14, Mayville State leading Jamestown, trying to ruin the Jimmy's homecoming. Lamont, here comes a blitz look, and they hand it off, trying to go around right, and nothing doing. Damian Otero slung down Daniel Neville. Or Erlinson, I should say, not Otero. Daniel Erlinson, who's made good plays the last couple of weeks, the senior from Breckenridge, Minnesota. 3rd down and 8. Okay, you've got Mayville in a position where obviously they don't want to be in because they want to keep running the football. Now can you get the stop 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter? The loss was 4 on that play. Mayville State 4 of 7 on 3rd down. 3rd down, they do need 8. From their 27, just over 3 minutes into the 3rd. Shotgun for Dylan Lamont. Here comes a flag. Throw to the right, caught by Isaiah Smith. 30, 35, 40. Tackles broken. He's to midfield. He is out of bounds, however, at the 49. But remember, there was a flag down right after the play started, and maybe against Mayville State. Let's see. From both sides, it looks like.
Illegal formation. Offense. Too many players in the backfield.
Yep.
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Remember, you have to have 6 on the line of scrimmage. So they had the receiver that they actually ended up throwing the ball to was up while they had, looked like Darren Jones up on the far side. That was too many. Jones, and again, he's a big, tall drink of water, man. 6'8". He's the one who caught the touchdown pass at the end of the first half, and that height was one of the reasons he was able to have such good position. But the illegal formation penalty brings it back to the 22 for Mayville State, and here they face 3rd and 13. I'd expect a draw or a screen here. Nothing fancy. Daniel Neville now comes beside Dylan Lamont. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. A rollout to the left by Lamont. They are going to throw. Gets caught up in the wind a little bit and is out of bounds at the Mayville State sideline. He was trying to go for Jones, but that ball had no chance of getting to him. And good pressure right through the middle by David Diaz Jr. getting in there and making him throw it off
off balance.
So Jamestown did give up one first down, but they hope for a stop here. Caden Johnston is the punter, 32 yards on his first one.
Could be good field position here since he's punting into the wind, David.
Isaiah Roebuck is setting up at the Mayville State 48. And there are 9 on the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they go after him. The Gunners do their job, and Johnson gets it away. Not a bad kick. Roebuck called for a fair catch and made it at his own 41-yard line. So, yeah, not at all a bad kick. That's 46 yards for Caden Johnson. 45 is spotted at the 42. That's where the Jimmies will start down 20-14 in the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. About 4 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Now, Brian was very critical of himself about going for that 4th and 2. He said he basically he should not have done that.
He's a new play caller.
He is.
Again, he's getting plenty of help, as we mentioned earlier, but he's making the final decision. Nick Martinez, 104 yards in the first half passing. Hands off. This is Carlos Julian, room down the right side. 45-yard line, slung down at the 47 of Jamestown, but a good 6-yard first down game. Richard Shelton stopped him.
Really nice block on the outside by Cole Mack to spring him towards the sideline for 5 more yards. And I will be completely open and honest with you. I asked Coach Mistro about the running game and how well it's doing. Couldn't hear the answer. It was so loud down there, couldn't hear the answer.
But I'll bet he's pretty happy. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left with a wing left. Second down and 4-handed Julian trying to cut around the left corner. Midfield has some room. 45 of Mayville State and out of bounds. That means a first down. And they trying to go to the outside with Julian today, which we hadn't seen yet before today.
Hangsleman made a great block. He sealed that edge so well. He actually took 2 Comets with him. He took Jorgensen and Jared Gay.
That's Gus Hangsleman, the redshirt junior from Monticello, Minnesota, the left tackle. Isaiah Roebuck wide to the right, 2 to the left on 1st and 10 for Jamestown at Mayville State's 45. Another hand to Julian at right guard, little room, and across the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. And Gunnar Jorgensen had to come back to bring him down, but off tackle. Good moves there by Carlos Julian. They'll give him 5 to the 40.
And I love how he got to the hole, then was patient, waited for it a little bit, and then hit it again. That, you can't teach that. You either have that or you do not, and he's got it.
Second down and 5, Jamestown. Mayville State's 40. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. And this is a handoff. This is the former Firebird, Colton Schneider. He's to the 38 or 37-yard line of Mayville State. Only a couple.
So here you go again. Exactly what we talked about during halftime. You're 3rd and short. You're 3rd and 3. This is fine. This is why you're 5 of 7 on 3rd down.
You gained 3 there. So here you go with 3rd and a little more than 2. 9:04 in the 3rd. Jamestown in Mayville State territory, trailing the Comets 20-14 on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Again, slowing it down. We've seen tempo sometimes. Now they go to a huddle. Gage Solano, short side, wide left. Now he goes in motion to the right. Isaiah Roebuck is to the left and a throw to the right to the motion man. That's Solano. Caught at the 35, then knocked down there, but that's enough for the first down. Zyler Carlson stopped him, but Jimmie's moved the chains.
There we go again. Motion from left to right, then he takes a step back to the left. It gets everybody on this side, and he just runs a flat pattern for the first down. That's too easy.
So the Jimmies now have first down number 14, and they're 6 of 8 now on 3rd down today. And again, they slow things down by going to the huddle. Roebuck is wide to the right this time, Isaiah is. Colton Schumacher is wide to the left. Man in motion, that's Ethan Hoffman. 1st and 10, Mayville State 35. And the handoff at left guard. That's Colton Schneider for a couple to the 33-yard line of Mayville State, and wrapped up there again by Gunnar Jorgensen.
Jorgensen in there, Devon Woods in there as well. And I do like this change of pace. Sometimes you slow it down, sometimes you speed it up. I'm good with it. And So 2nd down and 8 here after the short run.
It's going to keep the opponent guessing, that's for sure. Schumacher wide left and 2 to the right. Back to throw Nick Martinez. He rolls to the right. Nick looking for an open receiver now, just runs 30-yard line, 25 out of bounds to the Mayville State bench inside the 25. First down.
He must have stepped out just before he reached the ball out because they didn't give it to him. That's twice today.
Marking him short, yeah.
It's twice we've seen that.
They're at the 27-yard line on the Comets, not the 23 like we thought, so it is not first down. It's 3rd and 2. Hoffman slot right. Isaiah Bobrock wide right. Colton Schumacher wide to the left. They hand it. Carlos Julian. Oh, looking for room around left end. In trouble and backwards he goes down at the 35 by Anthony Johnson, who stayed with him there and wouldn't let Carlos Julian reverse his field. And now it's 4th and long.
And that's a frustrating play because once you're not going anywhere, if you go down, this is 4th and 3. Instead, he tried to go the other way, and now it's 4th and 8.
The loss is back to the 33-yard line of Mayville State. And the Jimmies go for it, trying to convert a 4th down still for just the 2nd time this year. They're 1 for 12. Receiver uncovered on the left for a moment. Martinez caught Julian, 30-yard line, but brought down short of the first down. Will Flemons, the corner, made a superb play on the speedy Julian, and the Jimmies are left 3 yards short of the mark.
And if Flemons doesn't make that play, it's not just a first down. It might have been a touchdown for Carlos because he had a lot of room on the left sideline.
Carlos did have a couple of receiving touchdowns last year, too. But he has stopped here, and Mayville State back on offense with 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Leading on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard over Jamestown at Hanson Stadium, 20-14.
Wildcat back.
This is Edward Norton. This is the more traditional Wildcat look. 1st and 10 from their 28. There are 2 receivers to the left, but it's a split backfield. And it is Norton with a fake around the left end, 28 to the 31 before he is pushed back. About 3 for Edward.
So one thing that we notice is when Norton's in, that's always a triple option play. And on that one, here's how you know an option quarterback is in their bag. He faked a pitch on the outside before he took off.
Look out, here comes Jack Simmers again.
I wonder what play we're going to see on this one.
I don't know. 39 yards on 14 carries. The touchdown, of course, for Simmers. 2 receivers left and 2 to the right. But as we say, with Simmers in there, that's been irrelevant so far. 2nd down and 6, Mayville State from their 32 as the sun comes back out from behind a cloud. And they do hand it, I'll be darned, to the 35 to the 40. It's Isaiah Smith on a speed sweep, 45 and all the way to the midfield stripe before it takes 5 Jimmies to bring him down an 18-yard gain in a Mayville State first down. Well, they crossed us up with that one, didn't they?
Well, and here's something you don't hear very often. Jed Rance missed a tackle. I mean, that just does not happen, and so it leads to a first down for Isaiah Smith.
Who is favoring his right shoulder as he comes off the field now. And he'll have to be replaced.
Looks like it'll be Ethan Schnurk that comes in.
He is from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
One of your favorite places to vacation.
I did for the first time this summer. 1st and 10 at midfield. And it's Simmers. And what do you know? He's running. Gains about 3 at left guard to the 47-yard line of Jamestown. Zach Muller is in to make the play, and there's a Mayville State player down. Muller saw a little more playing time last week. He's from Aurora, Colorado. Ooh, it's their center, Daniel Suda, the sophomore from Halstead, Minnesota, who is being tended to now. With 4:14 left in the 3rd, Mayville State leading Jamestown on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard by a score of 20-14. Next Saturday, well, here comes the first big test. Not that they all haven't been so far. Suda, by the way, is back up and walking off the field, but It's the nationally ranked Blue Hawks of Dickinson State. Will be at the BSU Activities Center in Dickinson next Saturday afternoon, 2:30 here on Jamestown 107.1. And looking forward to seeing that team play.
We are. We watched a little film on them this week, and you can absolutely tell why they are as good and have been as good as they have been.
So that is next Saturday. And then the Jimmies, by the way, still have a couple of bye weeks. Their first bye week will be that first Saturday in October. Dylan Lamont now back in for Mayville State. They're 2nd and 7 at Jamestown's 47. 3 receivers to the left. Snap back to Lamont, and the hand for not much. Mason Ullman is really wrapped up nicely. There he is, Ezra Bellengary. You called it, man. You said he's going to have a big day, and he makes the tackle right there.
Well, and he just comes on a fire blaze. He's not worried about if someone's going to be there or not. He's just coming. And, boy, he makes a nice play after just a couple yards.
That's his 3rd tackle. You know, Parker Chafee has 10 tackles already today.
And I bet 8 of them.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Curricular activities play a role in the education of those kids involved. And company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
Jimmie fans, make some noise for a third down!
You're good. Hey, your phone. Can't leave that. That's a piece of fight. Yeah.
Tackle made by Ray Metters. Jimmie fans, make it loud for third down! Erlinson for the tackle for loss. Jimmie fans, make it loud for third down!
Yeah!
Jimmie fans need you now more than ever. Make some noise for third down!
UJ called timeout? Martinez takes it himself for the Jimmie first down. Martinez getting after the rosters for a first down. Martinez again takes it himself for the Jimmie first down. Martinez getting after the rosters for a Jimmie touchdown.
Yeah.
Ezra Gary with that tackle. Now Jimmie fans, make some noise for third down. Jimmie fans, shake your cowboy bells and stomp your feet for third down.
Let's friggin' go! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Martinez connects again with Schumacher for another first down. Connected to Schumacher for a gain of 5. Martinez to Schumacher again for a Jimmie first down.